let's hear the whole rhythm section, please. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Hey, stop. Jeff, I think we're getting some feedback of where he's standing. Yeah. I think it's just feeding back, I think. Well, if we add a little bit more on stage and a little less PA, maybe?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, well, we'll go like that.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Jazz Division of Capital Region Music Festival 2018. My name is Eric Christensen. I'm the Instrumental Music Director at Gloucester High School here in Ottawa, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening's performances. Now celebrating its 42nd year, Capital Region Music Fest is an annual event that brings together more than 3,000 of Eastern Ontario's finest young musicians performing in 120 ensembles. Participants range in age from 12 to 20 years old and are drawn from the elementary school, high school, and community levels. Before we begin, we'd like to ask that all cell phones and electronic devices be turned off or set to silent, and that spectators please refrain from moving about the venue while the ensemble is performing. Out of respect for the performers on stage, please also refrain from using flash photography during the performance. I'd like to take a moment now to introduce our adjudication panel for this upcoming performance. To my far right, Nick Dyson. At center, Billy Bouffard. And on my left, your right, Brian Stovall. Now on stage, I'm very pleased to introduce for their first festival performance ever, the Nepean All-City Lab Band, under the joint direction of Mr. Steve Szabo and Mr. J.F. Fauteux. And these two fine gentlemen will be introducing our ensemble this evening.
Thanks, Eric. It's true, it is our inaugural performance at Capital Region Music Fest. This band, thank you. So this band was officially born in September, and I'm sure that you'll agree with me that we're truly honored to be invited into the Nepean All-City program, thanks to Mr. York Slater, who is not here, he's in the warm-up room right now, but we're grateful to benefit from this great opportunity. And so are all the members of our band. So tonight we have a program starting with a piece composed by the very young Californian composer Nate Kimball, and here he's in his mid-20s, right? This is a piece called Karma, and it features Nicolas Leiper from École Secondaire de la Salle on tenor saxophone. He brought his fan club here. And Michael Yang on piano. Karma.
Before we start the performance, I think an important thing that we should do is recognize the quality work that's been put in by all of the secondary school music teachers in the city. We're so fortunate to be able to work with this wonderful group of young students, and I hope you enjoy their performance tonight, but it's not without the wonderful work that the teachers in this city have done on a daily basis with these students that we get to reap the rewards of all of their hard work. So let's give them a round of applause, please.
So this is Laura Seaborn, our vocalist. Wonderful singer. She will be singing for you the famous monk tune, Around Midnight, arranged by Alan Baylock. And here it is.
It begins to tell around midnight, around midnight. I do pretty well till after sundown. Supper time I'm feeling
much. For our final piece tonight, we're going to play something that I wrote called The Dreamatorium, and we'll be featuring a few different people in the band. Michael Yang on the piano, Mike Furlong on the drums, Vincent Amanko on the alto sax, Patrick Vaffet on the baritone sax, and Josh Chapman on the trumpet. I hope you enjoy The Dreamatorium.
clinic. So the band will now be moving on to the clinic stage. Parents and friends are welcome to attend the clinic, a session where they will be working with clinician Billy Buffard. At the conclusion of the clinic, the band will move on to the photo area with PSP photography. Lastly, please do not take photos in this area. However, these photos will be available for purchase about 15 minutes after the conclusion of the photo session. In closing this performance, Capital Region Music Fest would like to thank some sponsors for their hard work and dedication to this event. St. John's Music, Long McQuaid Music, Steve's Music,